Hello everyone, I finally gotten around to making a new Primal Clash set review after my last one kind of went down in flames. So again, I'm gonna kind of rush this a little bit. I'm just gonna go over all of the interesting cards, but I'm only gonna go over the good interesting cards, not like things that have no potential really. So I guess I'm gonna go in order of interesting cards. First off is going to be Build Drill. I need to hear some ruling on this, but if the ruling is what I think it is, this card's going to, or is what I hope it is, this card's going to be very good. So stage 2, Beedrill, during your next turn, if you damage the defending Pokemon, it is knocked out. So I'm assuming that means it has to stay in the active. Um, yeah, I'm assuming that means it has to stay in the active position. And this Pokemon has no guaranteed way to deal damage because you have a 1/4 chance of this attack doing absolutely nothing. So I see this being something with little like Landorus or maybe something that can deal cheap grass damage. But if it does work where you can hit them on the bench, which is probably not how they're gonna do it. If you can't hit them on the bench, I see it being good with something like Landorus or Xerneas, maybe in a fairy deck. Next are the Sceptiles. Personally, Sceptile is actually my least favorite of the three Hoenn starters. I like the Uber Blaziken the best and the overused Swampert. But I do think Sceptile is second most badass. But I like if like my playthroughs of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and I do have a Gen 3 thing on my phone. For that, I do sometimes use Sceptile, but usually I use Blaziken simply because I like to breed. I actually started a new game and restarted my game over and over again until you got a female. Because I didn't want to go through the hell of finding Itto. So moving on, Sceptile. First one with the ability Nurture and Heal. You can attach a extra grass energy and you heal 30. Basically, it's grass acceleration, so um, it's not whenever you attach grass energy from your hand, it's you can attach grass energy from your hand, which means that you can attach extra grass energy from your hand, which works well with the Grass EX in this set. I'm not sure how good Sceptile is going to be because it is a stage 2, but any form of energy acceleration is bound to be abused, and honestly, with this set, it is Triton EX that is going to be abused with because of his Wood Blast attack, 3 colors energy, 50 base damage, and 20 for each grass energy. It's basically Keldeo-X's attack, well, it is Keldeo-X's attack except for grass. Dark Forest is a somewhat good opening move or something that can be abused with Lysander. 20 base damage for 1 grass energy, and defending Pokemon can't retreat during your opponent's next turn. So that's those cards. Next is this card's Sceptile with the barrier thing. The only reason I'm bringing this up is because it can one-shot Pokemon EX, which is a very common theme in this set, is stage 2s that can one-shot Pokemon EX sort of easily. So with, besides Megas, so with a Verbank, and I actually see these Sceptiles doing pretty well together. Maybe 2-2 line. So we'll just have a deck called Sceptile. Cool. I'm fine with that. I like Sceptile. Actually, up there, some of my favorite Pokemon. But moving on, Poison Powder with a Verbank City Gym. That's a 150 damage, and with a Silver Mangle, that is 180 damage. The issue with this deck is, of course, Freezing Genesect, which is still a very popular deck, with the amount of fire in this, or at least how viable fire is going to be, and just how overpowered grass is. Not grass, overpowered fighting is, and how common that is. This should be able to one-shot everything in the game besides Megas. Unless, of course, it's freezing at the end, which I guess is so common. Fairy decks. Moving on to Ludicolo. Ludicolo Captain Rhythm. It's a Pokemon catcher that you get once per turn for each Ludicolo you have out. Breloom, the only reason this is interesting because it's a grass type with fighting energy costs. People often use these. Like I say, often use these. People sometimes use these for more type coverage, but with the attack cost, it's not the best. Next is Illumis. Search your deck for basic energy card and attach it to one of your bench Pokemon. Shuffle the deck afterwards. This is a pretty good energy acceleration when you can get it off turn 1. Just get more energy in play. It is a basic 1 prize attacker. I was actually thinking that these two would do something. But they don't at all. So, yeah, Helping Hand, pretty good energy acceleration. So, I obviously see a grass deck forming out of this set. Set pile with Luminous and Trevenant with maybe a one-off of this set pile. Yeah, I don't see that being too bad. It's gonna be, don't say more on the expensive side. It's gonna be in between. It's not gonna be like fighting deck expensive, but it's going to be like uncommon decks that are so good, like Keldeo, I guess. Already brought up Breloom. Wanted to bring up Ninetales. Ninetales, Barrier Shrine. You can't play stadium cards from your hand. This is pretty good because there are a lot of playable stadiums, and you especially want your stadium out there, and you want to win the stadium war. And Ninetales lets you do that fairly easily. It does have 90 HP, which is very easy to reach for most Pokemon, especially with Muscle Band in the format. So it effectively only is 70 HP. But yeah, if you get out a very important stadium card and then play Ninetales in the same turn, which you can do because Ninetales doesn't discard it, as long as you play stadium first and not Ninetales first, you can get stadium out. Next is I think this Macargo did something. Not this Macargo did do something. So it has the barrier thing, and Indomitable Blaze, I guess. 1 fire and a double color 60. Plus 60 the opponent's EX. That means you one-shot grass, anything that's weak to grass, or weak to fire, anything that's weak to fire. Because all metals are weak to fire, and all grass are weak to fire, except for, like, you shouldn't be weak to fire, because you're a water type. I think there's a few exceptions to this rule, but pretty much that's one of the rules of the TCG. Okay, I'm sorry. Scroll up. Spoilers. So, yeah. Pretty much one-shot anything weak to fire. There are quite a few of those. Next is this Torchic, this Blaziken, and this Camerupt. I think that's how you pronounce that. Please don't hate me. Torchic with the Barrage and Flare bonus, you discard Fire Energy, and you draw 2 cards. It's basically Fire Torch in the form of an attack, which is pretty good. I should bring up Barrage. I actually went into this without explaining Barrier either. Barrier, basically, you can't use item cards on it. Tool cards and stadium cards still affected, but like you can't use Lysander or Hidden Toxic Laser on it. Barrage, you basically get to attack twice. Now, the Pokemon that have this aren't actually overpowered because they don't have the best of attacks. There are some that have pretty good attacks. But Torchic is actually one of the best Barrage things. Claw, I guess with the Silver Bangle, you could potentially deal 100 damage turn 1 versus an EX, but you only have a 1/4 chance of that happening, and 1/5 chance or a 1/2 chance of getting 50 damage turn 1, which isn't bad. Hawlucha does better with potential for like 80, 110. 130 damage turn 1 potentially with Hawlucha. Sorry, I'm a little bit sick. So there's potential for 100 damage turn 1. You're probably going to be using Flare bonus though. You get Fire in the discard for Blaziken. Blaziken spreading flames. You attach 3 energy cards from the discard pile to any of your bench Pokemon, or any of your Pokemon anyway you like. Sorry. Obviously, this has good synergy with itself with Heat Blow, which you discard an energy attached to it, and then you can just use Heat Blow over and over again for 100 damage and get Fire Energy back when you run out. but really where you're going to be using this card is for spreading flames, occasionally heat blow for a cheap attack, but most of the time you're going to be using it for spreading flames, and along with the Cameron. So Cameron 180 HP, fire, EX 4 retreat cost, very bad. Water resistance, not awful. There are a few water decks that come out of this set alone. And their Blastoise Keldeo is still a thing. That's not played pretty much at all anymore because of Brazen Genesect. And also that's going to be played even less now because Sceptile, Luminous, and Shrouded. Which is obviously going to be something that's going to be played at least a little bit. It's still inferior to Brazen Genesect, I feel. But when that does get rotated out, we could see this becoming the new grass deck. But besides that, Explosion Jet is pretty much the only reason I'm going to be using this 2 fire and 2 colorless energy 50 times, and you discard as many fire energy from any of your Pokemon, and it does 50 times that amount. Obviously, there's the Infernal Fandango Embor with Superior Energy Retrieval. Anyone who played back in the days of Heart Gold Soul Silver will remember Magnezone Prime, which had this pretty much same attack except for less energy. Was a 1 prize attack or stage 2 that you could discard any energy cards. This one's fire. I still feel like this one is stronger because it is a because the amount of fire support that there is, like Blacksmith. Yeah, you could potentially get a turn 1 Explosion Jet off with Blacksmith and things like that. Sorry, the microphone keeps going away from my face. If I get quiet. So yeah, you discard optimally 4 energy per turn. Getting them back with things like Blacksmith and possibly Milotic and Superior or normal energy retrieval or Superior energy retrieval. And you just try to keep a constant flame of Explosion Jet going on with Blaziken while your opponent recovers. Next off are the water decks. So I heard you like Mudkip. Also, I just want to bring this up. Most totes adorbs seal ever. This is mine now. I want it and it's mine now. So next is Swampert, and Swampert. The Swampert I'm only bringing up because other people bring it up. It's not really that good. Water Arrow, Water Energy, and a double colorless 60 damage snipe. It's not that good at all. Waterfall is really crappy attack. But you can still actually one-shot EXs with a Silver Bangle and a Laser Verbank. You can one-shot EXs, I guess, but it's not really that good. It's not a good card. This card is a good card. Has the growth thing, whatever, I don't know. Tell me in the comments, what is it? Sorry, I can't think that well today. Basically, when you attach an energy, it doesn't matter what type of energy, you can attach another energy. There are quite a few Pokemon that have this, actually. It's kind of surprising. And yeah, you can basically just attach 2 energy per turn from your hand instead of the normal 1. And you can attach more than one things like special energy. You can attach multiple special energy in a turn. I don't think that affects this set too much. Attaching special energy with growth, I'm not sure. I'll go through and see if I can find anything. But Swampert, good HP or decent HP, 140. Hydro Pump is basically Keldeo but better. Keldeo X's attack but better. Base 40, but it does 30 per water energy. It's already grass weak, but when you're one-shotting things, it doesn't really matter. And there's also a new card in this set, Primal Kyogre, which obviously has very good synergy with this card. Both running off water, both having the growth ability, and both being able to work off each other very well. Diving Search on Swampert. Once during your turn, you may search for a card for your deck, shuffle your deck, and then put that card on top of the deck. And basically, there is a there are stupidly enough ways to draw that card. It's kind of ridiculous how many ways you can just draw that card. And you can just use it to search through your deck, see what's there. It's very useful information. Hydro Pump deals a lot of damage, but Tidal Storm deals quite a bit of damage to 150 for energy. Already pretty good. Put a Muscle Man on that. Maybe put in a few lasers into your deck and just one-shot everything. But it also has Infect Move to energy from this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon. Uh, hello. And you can also move it to other Kyogres. Um, yeah, just keep rotating through Kyogres. You can attach 2 energy per turn, so it doesn't really matter. It also does 3 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon EX, which is kind of ridiculous, because if you hit something with Tidal Storm, and then you hit it, and then you use Tidal Storm again, it doesn't matter what Pokemon's up in the active anymore, they get knocked out, as long as you're not a Mega. If they're a Mega, then whatever, you have to use 2 or 3 more Tidal Storms before they get knocked out. Still really good though, and as I said, with the amount of fire and things like that, I do see Freezing Genesect going a little bit more, getting a little bit weaker, not a lot weaker. But I think honestly, Fairy and Fighting are better decks than Freezing Genesect. Don't hate me for that, but Fairies can now run, not you, is Macargo in just one shot. Excuse me, everything in grass decks. And Primal Kyogre, I don't think it's one shot by Megalocannon. I actually have these up here for a reason. This deck did have that. I don't think, because I think Megalocannon isn't affected by anything. So it doesn't hit for weakness. It is affected by any effect, so I'm assuming that means weakness. Assume that means weakness. I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong. So they can't one-shot you, and you can one-shot them. Because all you need is a Muscle Man, because they run only 170 HP. So, yeah. Pretty good, by itself. Whaler EX, it's awful. I don't even want to talk about it. Milotic is interesting. You basically get, free card and discard when you evolve. Not sure how good that's going to be. Adorbs, Seals, I love. Kyogre and Kyogre EX discard isn't that good. You return 2 energy cards from your hand to 2 energy cards from Kyogre to your hand with Giant Whirlpool, which is a lot like this. It's a little bit worse. I guess you can Mega Evolve the next turn and use Primal Kyogre, its growth. This Kyogre, not very good. This Manaphy, very good. 1 water energy, shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 6 cards. There's actually sort of an error on the Manaphy's Poke Beach. It says shuffle your deck into your deck and then draw 6 cards. You can actually see that on my original video. I have video evidence of this. And also Lifesaver for also 1 energy. Put 2 water Pokemon from your Jigglypuff Battle into your hand. Pretty good, I would say. Electros pretty much the only interesting electric Pokemon from this set. Manectric's kind of okay, but whatever. Electros the only really interesting thing from this. A really interesting electric Pokemon from the set, basically. Something like during your turn, you may move a basic energy card attached from one of your Pokemon to your active Pokemon. This is, there's actually I've seen some things with this, some, theory crafting with this card. I'm not sure how good it's going to be, though. It is kind of a somewhat decent card. I can see this, maybe in Bronzong decks, maybe. Maybe when Keldeo gets rotated out next year, I could see this being in Bronzong decks, but I'm not sure actually how good that's going to be. Next is Nidoqueen. No, I said there are a lot of things that can one-shot EXs. This is one of them. Poison Jab. This has the Barrage ability. Poison Jab, 1 for 30 with the Silver Mangle, 1 for 60, Remix City Gym, 1 for 90, and then you can hit for another 60 because you don't get double poison if you get hit by poison twice. So that's 150, and then if they pass the turn without being able to retreat or switch or something, then they get knocked out. So that's 1 energy, potentially knocking out a Pokemon EX. Dynamic Punch, though, gets you a guaranteed knockout. You can attach a Silver Mangle or a Muscle Band and hit twice with it. Or you can actually You actually don't have to hit twice with Dynamic Punch. You can actually just attach a Silver Mangle, deal 100 damage, then deal 30 with, and then deal 60 with Poison Jab because you have Silver Mangle, and then just kill them with Poison. Uh, so yeah, Dynamic Punch, it does do 20 damage to yourself, but when you're one-shotting things, there's actually a stadium card called Training Center, which gives you plus 30 HP to this, which nullifies that to a certain degree, which gives you 170 HP because it gives you plus 30 HP total. So you would have 150 HP after using it if you have Training Center out and you haven't been attacked. Um, this rapier didn't do anything. Yes, this rapier didn't do anything. This rapier was super hyped. Barrier thing, rock wall ability. Basically, any damage under your Pokemon is reduced by 10. Yeah, that's it. That's the reason it was so hyped is because it's reducing damage by 10. I'm not sure how good that's going to be though. This Metachamp though, this is a stage 1 that can one-shot EX with the barrage ability. Doesn't look that good at first until you realize that we have things called strong energy in the format. One strong energy, 50 damage. One strong energy, 7 damage. Muscle band. It's 90 damage. And 90 times 2 equals 180. Magic number for knocking out non-primal non-primally things. You can attach a Silver Mangle and do 200 damage actually. So, and attach another strong energy to 240, which nothing can survive except Whaler EX. I don't want to talk about Whaler EX. So yeah, Medicham can also one-shot things pretty easily with a few cards. This Soul Rock, Solar Generator, 30 stack for special energy cards. You will put them into your hand. Remember the growth ability. This works pretty well with that. Groudon, not very good. This Groudon, not very good. This Groudon, pretty good. Gaia Volcano, 100 damage, and if there's a damage card, does 100 more, discard the same. It's a lot like Donphan, except it costs 3 energy instead of the 4 that Donphan has, but it's pretty much a guaranteed knockout with anything. You can attach strong energy, 2 maybe, and silver and muscle band. You can attach Silver Mangles to primals, or you can actually just attach strong energy and muscle band. What am I thinking? And just one shot everything format. And with if there's stadium play, and since stadiums are super common, that's really not going to be hard to see being a thing. Also, 240 HP, pretty good. Sharpedo would be good, pretty much staple in any dark deck. Not staple, pretty good in any dark deck. If this was 2 colorless instead of 1 colorless, it's really bad. It's really bad actually because this is not a double colorless energy. Tagged Fang, 100 damage to card energy attached to this Pokemon and the opponent's active. Yeah, if this was double colorless, this would be so much better and kind of really common. Aggron and Mega Aggron. There's actually a new stadium, I think, in this set, maybe? I don't think it's in this set. No, not in this set, but there is a stadium, I believe. Phantom Forces, I can actually go check that. I think it's in Phantom Forces. Basically, it prevents bench damage. I actually remember this Mega Aggron, Mountain Ring, very little damage and bench Pokemon. So, yeah, this is actually very good with Aggron, or specifically Mega Aggron. So let's talk about Mega Aggron, because normal Aggron kind of sucks. So, Megaton Slam, 2 metal, and a double colorless energy, 120, and if you flip heads, because of a coin flip, you do 120 more, knocking out everything in the format. That's Whaler DX. And if tails, you do 20 to each of your bench Pokemon. It actually isn't as bad as it sounds because of that Mountain Ring I just showed you in Furious Fist. Right here. And, yeah, you essentially deal 240 damage, and there's actually a coin trick card thing in one of these sets. Trick coin, I've been calling it wrong my whole life. You can reflip coins. It's like Victory Star, but in a tool card. You don't really need a muscle band because you're doing 240 damage if you flip heads. And you don't need to worry about tails because it does nothing. So this Excadrill, Barrage, I don't see this being used for Dredge. I don't see this being used for Mach Claw. Dredge, such a different energy card attached to this Pokemon. If you can get this off during a time when your opponent is like can't do anything, then you can use this like Fairy Decks to get it doesn't say basic, so you can basically just get Fairy Energy or Special Energy out, and with things like Dark Transfer, because High Dragon is still legal, was reprinted in Legendary Treasures. Uh, this is Legendary Treasures, right? Oh yeah, it's a dragon. This High Dragon, Dark Trance, you can move Darkness Energy around, or more commonly, going to be using it in a Fairy deck with Fairy Transfer. This Fairy is kind of better for things like that, or at least more common because it is stage 1. And get more energy on the field pretty easily. Aegis Slash, kind of another hyped card. You only use it for a miracle card. Each your Pokemon has no weakness. I don't see this being too common. I see this being in some decks maybe. I don't see this being very common in a lot of decks though. Next are probably the best EX in the set, Gardevoir and Mega Gardevoir. Simply because this gives Fairy that extra boost to top tier. It was already top tier before, I think, or tier 1 before, I think, but this really gives it much more power, I think. Gardevoir isn't too interesting. 1 for 20, and he lets them do damage, 3 for 100, and you have no weakness. Mega Gardevoir, though, is very interesting. 210 HP, pretty good. Same bottom stats as normal Gardevoir. I call it Gardevoir. Brilliant Arrow, 1 Fairy, 2 colorless, 30 times the amount of Fairy energy you have in your field. This is actually a lot better than what people think. Because if you use 6 Fairy energy out in the field, anywhere on the field, you are one-shotting X's. And if you have 5 energy on the field and a Muscle Band, then you are one-shotting EXs that have 170 HP instead of 180. That aren't Megas, and in which case you just get more energy on the field. So this is actually very good. It gives the Fairy a little bit more oomph to their deck. And I see this being a 2-2-2 line, or maybe a 1-1-1 line, with Spirit Link being the extra one. So yeah, just for a Fairy and a double colorless and 5 other Fairy on the field, you can be one-shotting normally X's. Kingdra, there's a different Kingdra that this Kingdra has very good synergy with. I'm not sure how good this card's gonna be by itself though. Growth, you can attach to energy cards. Gather Strength is very similar to Dredge that I just showed you on Excadrill, except it's much less risky because you are putting it into your hand. Maybe this could be in like Kyogre decks that I showed you earlier. Maybe run a few Lightning Energy to power Dragon Blast. I don't know, honestly. There's already a Kingdra that does very well with this card. I'm not sure what that card's going to be paired with, though. Because Greninja is out of the picture, because it's really... Cause 2-stage fusion decks aren't good. Miltank, I'm not sure. Dusknoir, maybe? I guess that is another stage 2, but... I think this will be with Dusknoir. Dusknoir Kingdra. Instead of Dusknoir and Polion. So I think we're going to see Dusknoir Kingdra, maybe. I don't know. Honestly. Dragon Blast. 2 Water, Day, Lightning, 150. Silver Bengal, you one-shotting anything that's not Mega. Gather Strength, you search your deck for 4 energy for basic energy cards and put them into your hand. Pretty good cards all around. I'd say this has some potential. This Flygon also has some potential. Sand Flap, once during your turn, you can shelf your opponent you can shuffle your opponent's or your hand into your deck and draw 4 cards. Yeah, this has some potential. I'm not sure how good it's going to be though. Bidoof, half alert, about onto your god. Bumblebee is, I didn't want to talk about Diggersby earlier. Sorry if I was doing doing that because I wanted to bring up Bumblebee. So this is kind of a mill deck sort of thing. Barrage on Bumblebee, you can discard more cards, and Eardig on Diggersby, you can discard, Barrage, you can attack twice, and Diggersby, you can flip a coin until you get tails, and then you, for each heads, discard the top card of your opponent's deck. So yeah, discard top card of your opponent's deck with Burrow or Rototiller. I think shuffle your card from your discard belt into your deck. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. Middle deck, whatever. Acrobite, very good card. Look at the top two cards of your deck and put one of them into your hand. Discard the other card. Very good card in speed decks and in decks that generally just want to get things to the discard pile, like energy. Like this could be good in decks that run Milotic. The Furious Fist Milotic. Or decks that are like fire decks. I see this being very good in fire decks. Honestly, it's just a nice speed card to draw more cards. You get Aggron, Spirit Link thing. I don't know what the symbol is. Just call it Aggronite. I don't know what this is like for. Archie's Ace in the hole. If it's last card in your hand, you put a water Pokemon from discard pile into your onto your bench. Does not have to be a basic, I do not think. And then you draw 5 cards. Pretty good. I actually misread this on my first Primal Clashes set review. Sorry about that. That's actually going to be taken down, I think, or just like huge annotation saying like do not watch Dive Ball, search your card for water Pokemon and put it into your hand. Water Pokemon are the best search in the game, yeah. Energy Retrieval, reprint, Escape Rope, reprint, XP Share, reprint, Freshwater, not a reprint. Heal 20 damage from all your Pokemon. It's actually something you want to try this out with. I will show you guys later. Remember that budget deck I will show you? That I showed you earlier? If you not, there's a annotation right there. Maybe, if I can figure it out. Otherwise, link in the description. It's a Galactic Trio deck I made. And I actually wanted to wait for that until Freshwater was released. So, yeah. Gardevoir Spirit Link. Groudon Spirit Links. Kyogre Spirit Links. Maxi Sin Ball Trick. Literally the exact same thing as Archie's Ace in the hole, except for fighting. Professor Birch's Observation, shoving into your deck. The coin of heads, draw 4 cards, and tails, draw 4 cards. Heads, draw 7 cards. Sorry, tails, draw 4 cards. It's very similar to Shauna, except you draw 1 less card. So I'm not sure how much it's going to see play. Maybe 1 off in every deck, 2 off maybe, I don't know. But it is something interesting to look at. Rare Candy, reprint. Level Ball, or Repeat Ball, sorry. Don't know why I said Level Ball. Repeat Ball. Search your deck for a Pokemon with the same names, one of your own Pokemon, put it into your hand. Pretty good search card all around. I'd say it's probably going to be a staple in most decks now. Rusty's, you can heal 30 from any of your water or lightning Pokemon from at any time. Remember those water decks that I was talking about? Yeah, 240 SP, because that one enough to heal 30 from that every turn. God, Nintendo, or Pokemon, whatever, makes these cards. Pretty good card. Scorched Earth, another good stadium card. You can discard a fighting or a fire energy, and a, I think, yeah, what's your turn? Discard a fire or fighting, energy card. I don't know what I was thinking. And you draw 2 cards if you discard basic energy of the fire or fighting type. Also a pretty good stadium. Another pretty good stadium, Shrine of Memories, is basically Solo BX in a stadium card. Yeah, pretty good. Silent Lab, each basic Pokemon has no abilities, in case you can't read that, because Poke Beach kind of sucks sometimes. No offense, Poke Beach, I love you. So yeah, each basic Pokemon I play doesn't have abilities. Pretty good. Shuts down any X's with abilities that are used for abilities, like Latias, and any basics that have good abilities. Actually, don't know of many good shut down things like Russian, I guess. Oh no, not sparkling particles. It shuts down Celebi. Actually, a lot less of these than I first thought. Actually, down Overflow right here. Just down Verdant one, actually. That's something big in Red Signal. And Deoxys things, Power Connect. So yeah, it shuts down Verdant Wind and Red Signal and Jirachi. It shuts down Dark Cloak as well. Um, Thing there. I don't think. Just going down to the full arts. So honestly, I don't remember off the top of my head. Shut down Dragonite. Um, Malamar can't use his ability anymore. Yeah, just basic Pokemon that have ability. Shut down. No more abilities based Pokemon, okay? Get it now. It's good card. Teammates. Twins reprint. If you don't know why that is, just read the card, except different because you have to have your Pokemon knocked out by opponent last turn during your opponent's last turn. So this means you can't use something like Milotic and knock out your Milotic, and you play teammates. I actually think they may have done a rule about that. I'm not sure. And then you search deck for new guard, but they made the Shelly deck afterwards. Pretty good card actually. If you can pull it off, a good card. Weakness policy, basically age slash abilities, form of a tool card. Special metal energy, shield energy. It's called this time. Metal Pokemon just take less damage from attacks. Pretty good. Wonder energy, special fairy energy. You you can only attach to fairy Pokemon, and it does the things. It basically is Verdant Wind and an energy, which is pretty good. Only worse than fairy though, so it's not as good as Verdant Wind. But I still see this being in fairy decks, just in replacement of fairy, because there's really no point. Well, I guess you can't yet discard if it goes on a fairy Pokemon or a non-fairy Pokemon. So I'm not sure how it's going to be done. I honestly think the most beautiful full art in this set is Gardevoir, because it's not like, oh, I'm Primal Groudon, or oh, I'm a Sharpedo. I think the best two are this, not that Aggron, this Aggron and this Gardevoir. I actually like those two full arts very well. Now, as you probably saw in the video title, announcements. Going back to a one-a-day schedule, or actually, I'm going to a certain schedule. I'm releasing a Dota video like every Friday. I think is what I had written down. I don't have my book actually with me. Pokemon on Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, also Friday with the Dota video, and yeah. And TF2 will be on Monday, Monday, Wednesday, and wait, no, Monday. Okay, hold on, it's gonna be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Just something wrong with Pokemon then. Pokemon's gonna be on Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. No, wait, no. Okay, hold on. I need to get things straight. Pokemon's gonna be Tuesday, Thursday, and yeah, let me go find my book. Actually, I think somewhere around here. Sorry about this. Here we go. It's over here. Pokemon Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Cool. So that means we have to book like 5 Pokemon videos a week. No, it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. It's written in different parts of the book. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and then it goes back to Monday schedule. So it switches between weeks. And TF2 is basically any day except Friday that I don't do Pokemon, or no. TF2 is basically any day I don't do Pokemon or Dota, and Dota will be once a week. So, yeah, sorry that took a long time for me to think about. Thank you for watching. This was my Primal Clashes TCG set review. Pointed out pretty much anything interesting that I saw, and left out anything that I didn't think was very good. Okay, could have brought up this Buffalon, but it's not really that good. Maybe it could have brought up this Azrael, it's not that good, or this Hippowdon, but it's sort of good. Actually, I might as well talk about this. No, it's too late. Thank you for listening to Announcements. I'm basically doing deck analysis and playing with decks. I am sorry, I really need to. It's been videos long enough and I can't talk. So, review, doing Pokemon, TF2, occasionally Dota, maybe. I'm not sure if I actually gonna play Dota. And if there's not a set out, I will talk about decks and just play decks. I'll have a separate announcement video that I'll make tomorrow. Today is Tuesday, so we are doing the Sunday schedule for this week, and I will have TF2 with you tomorrow, and I will actually be releasing 2 Pokemon videos today. So thank you for watching. This is the Gaming Warrior. Peace out, bros, brodettes, whatever, subscribers. Please subscribe. I'm lonely. Bye.